Good evening, folks, and welcome to the NJCAAE. If you need to know what that means, it's the National Junior College Athletic Association Esports. We've got plenty of groups. We've got a couple of matches, fingers crossed, to bring to you today, myself being Relic, and I'm joined by the lovely source that is Soy. Your first time here on the NJCAAE. It's a mouthful, don't worry, we'll get used to it. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I mean, we got some good matches coming up. Our first one of the day, a potential battle for first place in the Group A pool. Should be a fun one.
We actually had a battle at the top of the table a week ago as well, but that was over in Group 4. We're currently in Group 1 of 5. Just a little bit of extra information to throw in there, and you're absolutely right. It is a battle at the top of the table. Where one of these teams is going to pick up their first L of the season. Johnston Community College up against Wake Technical Community College. We got Johnston at the top, Soy, on 6-0. We got, of course, Wake below them by just one win. And so, of course, going into this, I think we're favoring Johnston purely by the amount of wins that they've accrued. However, your toughest opponent, when we get to this point of the season, of course, week 7 of 9 of this round-robin system, when you face second place, that's always the toughest match on the docket, isn't it? So potentially the biggest banana peel game that Johnston will face this entire tournament, arguably.
Absolutely. And these two teams coming into this game have been on fire, both undefeated. And really, I don't think they've either dropped a game. Johnston has not throughout their 6 weeks of regular play. If you look back at the schedule for Wake Tech, they only dropped one game, and it was way back in week 2. So since then, they've been playing on fire. So we're bound to have a good one here.
Top of their class, both academically and esports academically, I guess. And it's time to see which one's going to come out on top. Let's head on into our best of 5, and it's going to be that case throughout the night. As I say, hopefully we have 2 series to bring to you. Both of them will be the best of 5, and if you don't know what that means, it's pretty simple. First to 3 wins. There are no draws in our first 5 game.
Johnston CC, the Jaguars are in the blue, and Wake Tech is in the orange, and right now it's Johnston on the defensive side at the moment, but what a big booming clear that is to start this one off. Now looking to try and gather up some possession here off the wall. The dribble going to get denied. Taylor chipping that one off the boards, and Cheese is there. Air dribble attempt going to be stopped by Pancake, and it feels like the pace of play through the first 30 seconds very highly rated at that, as no real shot attempts coming through.
Yeah, no real shot attempts, but again, this is your classic game 1, minute 1 scenario where both teams are trying to figure each other out. They don't want to overextend too much and give the enemy an early goal. I mean, great defending of the higher bar there for the team in blue here, with Taylor in particular. Must say, love the color choice. Brings me back into the 80s, even though I was never there. But trust me, I think as soon as you've seen it, we've all lived it. But we talk about that back and forth game here, Soy. Wake Tech really starting to pick up the pieces now of these loose balls, really starting to fashion stuff together. Good save on that occasion, and that's a loose ball. Thankfully, Taylor on his way back to put this onto the side.
Oh, but the rebound gonna be saved away. Pancake, a third one. Pancake again from inside his own net. Forks that ball out. A huge save to keep us scoreless. And can they break out of the zone? No, they cannot. The pressure's still on here. Pancake, another crucial touch here. Gets this one up, but Cheese has the block. Demo comes through on the back line, but Cheese over top looking for a pass, and Pancake is back once again off of the spawn. Chips that one forward with minimal boost in the tank, but right now, Johnston really struggling to get out of their own zone. That clear, though, nearly found its way on net. Pancake with the shot. Cheese on the backtrack, able to deny that opportunity.
So Wake Tech really should have been 1-0 up. Johnston CC really should have been 1-0 up, both with real clear-cut opportunities here to get themselves ahead, and neither team has taken it. It is going to be nervy. You know, remember, neither of these teams has lost a series. This is a good opportunity for Wake Tech. It's off the top of the box, but no one willing to commit. Look at that, 2 anchors back, making sure that there is no counterattack to be had. It's tight, it's tetchy, and as we head to half-time, I only see this as a 1-0 game.
Good chance down in front. The shot's on, and the shot is good. Cheese with the bouncer has our first marker of the game.
And his lovely bump from Blurry completely removes Pancake from play. Still a difficult job for Cheese to do here, as he's got a defender to beat, but that low, hard shot is able to sneak in underneath, of course, rebound back up into the net, and if it is a 1-0 game as I predicted from here on out, then Wake Tech have half the game to survive and or potentially extend their lead, which I'm sure they're quite eager to do at this stage.
Still Wake Tech on the press here offensively. Johnston struggling to clear this ball out of that midfield line, and finally a 50-50 goes their way, but they'll chip this one back to the boards, and this one will be dumped down into the orange half. Josham off the boards there. It seemed Cheese got the block, and now down in front. Lurie got by one, and he'll flick past another, but he can't get by Taylor. That ball will find its way back into the orange corner, as now this one will be trapped by Pancake. But Lurie, another big demo, kind of freeing up some space there, but only for a moment. It's Wake Tech now who are on defense, but it feels like the quality / quantity of the shots right now for Johnston, not quite level to that of what Wake Tech was putting up.
No, after that first minute, I think Wake Tech saw some confidence, but oh man, any confidence in that defense is long gone. I don't really see how this one unraveled. I mean, that was just wild. I want to say that was Lazarus coming across there? I really don't know, but either way, should have gone a bit more conservative, should have stayed in net, because it was open for Johnston to score on. Just 90 seconds left now, and maybe a second here if they're able to catch him out. Onto the backboard, Pancake goes far post, and the tables have been turning.
The double tap here from Pancake gets it by the first defender. No one's on the backboard, and the shot towards the back post. Look at that shot placement. There's no real good chance for Cheese to try and make a play on that ball.
Oh dear. 1 goal game, but not the 1 goal game perhaps that we were expecting at halftime. And really, this is all on Wake Tech. Looking at that defensive stance that you were picking up on, you're right, they did go very defensive. I don't blame them for doing so, but with half the game still to run, you can't ever be that reactive because you're asking for trouble. Johnston CC are punished beautifully, and great credit should be given to them because they have found a way through, not once but twice. Wake Tech now have to push up and have to try and find a quick equalizer. Maybe it's going to come here. Pancake with a great save at the near post.
What a huge block that was from Pancake. That's how many saves for him? 3 on this first game, and short time now remaining, and Johnston is the one with the push here. Deadsy can't find the block along the boards, but this one kicks out in front.
No.
Pancake and Taylor combine to force that one through. It's 3-1.
Knock knock, Wake Tech defense. Are you at home still? The answer is no, because that's another goal that is a freebie, effectively opens up that 2-goal advantage. 30 seconds left, not undoable for Wake Tech, but all of their forward momentum has just been stymied. In part down to Johnston, yes, but in large part down to Wake Tech in this bizarre decision to just stick in their own half and hope that their defense can do the talking. Well, their defense has talked all right, Soy, and it's not positive things.
10 seconds remaining here. If you're going to come back in this one, got to get one right now. Cheese off the backboard, down in front. They score! Deadsy cuts into the lead.
Hello. 4 seconds. 1 goal. I mean, that is a beautiful assist. I mean, all Deadsy had to do was go and make that ball, and as long as he put it either side of the keeper, that's going in. It's all about this kickoff, Soy.
Big kickoff here. First one faked it. Second one kind of got an awkward touch. Drops down, and Pancake opting not to touch it. Smart play. Johnston take the first game of our series.
For me, Pancake absolutely integral in all of that. Big saves. Big in at least moving his team up the pitch. We can see from the overall shot count, actually not that far away either team, but Wake Tech, it was just that period of almost doziness, I would say, in the middle 2 minutes or so, where they just lay off a bit. They didn't keep up their intensity, and Johnston made them pay. That 2-goal advantage ultimately enough, even with the late Deadsy goal. I think Wake Tech has got to take this one as a lesson and learn it going forward, Soy.
Yeah, absolutely. What I find strange about that game is that it felt like a tale of two halves where Wake Tech could score. They could put on a lot of pressure offensively, but then the defense was just gone, disappeared. And so Johnston didn't need all of that. They didn't need as many shots as they did to ramp up the score. It felt like they were able to capitalize off of just 1 or 2 chances because the defense for Wake Tech just seemed out of place, seemed a little slow to the play. But the offense for Wake Tech, it is so threatening. You saw the first half, they were just constantly pressing, constantly pushing. I mean, Johnston could not, through the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds, get out of their own half.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're not asking for RLCS caliber levels of gameplay here. But what we do ask for is attention to your rotation, both offensively and defensively. And you hit the nail on the head there. Wake Tech's offensive rotations were great. I mean, that Deadsy goal, that's a high-quality goal, arguably the best one scored in the entirety of Game 1. And yet, because of those 3 conceded down the other end, where you're absolutely right, just seemed like they weren't there sometimes. You know, that's where the problems lie. And so Wake Tech, I think sometimes the best defense is a healthy amount of offense, and perhaps keeping a little bit more active in the midfield will do them good diligence here as we head into Game 2.
Through the first almost 40 seconds here, and similar to game number 1, Wake Tech has the pressure, but here's a good clear as Josham gets the punch pass 2. Pass in front, denied there. Cheese with a big block. Now Blurry dumps that one down in. He'll chase after it. Hard bounce off the corner. Has to be respected there by the Johnston defense. This one will get punched across once more. And Pancake looking for a pass off the boards. Can't find Taylor in transition. And just a bit of back and forth here. Just players trying to find that open space, trying to find those passing lanes as Taylor. It's a hard bounce off. That's going to be a shot on. And Pancake with another save.
It was a really nice running play there as well, an attempted bump which just didn't come through. It was a little bit too fast a shot, ironically enough. And very similar start to game number 1, both teams trying to feel each other out. You can tell that both teams are feeling a little bit more confident as well, going for those power plays. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes they completely miss the ball, but either way, it's good to see that both teams are looking to press for the advantage here. And it's hard to say which way this one's going to go. I mean, it's if I would argue that perhaps first goal will be the most important here once again. We'll have to wait and see.
Pancake now trying to find a way out of the corner. He's able to do so. That one gets forked off the boards once more and redumped back in. Rebound off the corner.
Oh,
what a block by Cheese. Barely even saw the attacker coming. And Deadsy wins the race to the ball. Has no boost. Can he beat the last defender? No. Taylor gets the dunk and a much-needed clear. Another golden opportunity for Wake Tech, but could not capitalize there.
I don't know whether WASD Taylor uses the keyboard or not, but wow, what a save. And right from the other side of the pitch as well. I mean, it's such a tight affair, of course, coming towards half-time, 0-0. And for me, the two players that are going to make or break this series, arguably, is Pancake and Deadsy. Pancake and his defense has been pretty strong. He's looked pretty good in transition as well. Deadsy seems to be the one getting on the ends of these crucial shots for Wake Tech. It's just a question of when rather than if, of course, in Rocket League.
That's a good pass up. Deadsy, hard touch off his backside to try and make that defense think a little bit more. Good shot, but not quite on. The rebound, though, is free for Cheese to tap home, and Wake Tech grab their first lead.
So, yo, Taylor, I mean, that's a hard one. He's running back. He's trying to predict where this ball's going to hit the backboard. Completely misses it. Of course, Pancake's already taking out the play. He's rotating back in. And all that leaves is a good shot on target to beat the keeper. And that's exactly what Cheese does. And look at this lovely play from Bleary, actually. That's on target. Requires Jossam to courier this away. The Wake Tech, again, looking to go from strength to strength. Of course, remember, Soy, they were in this position last series, 1-0 up. And we all know how that finished.
Their defense has seemed a lot cleaner, though. And
oh
my!
What a pick! Oh, man. Oh man, this is clean. It's Route 1 Rocket League. But Cheese just beats Josham to the ball. What a play. What a time to get a 2-0 advantage. Wake Tech vibing.
And the transition game, too. That passing lane, I mean, that is pixels away from being blocked by the defense. And they still found a way to connect. And now, with a minute 30 on the clock, they've got a 2-goal lead here as Johnston trying to not drop their first game of pool play here. But Deadsy has other plans as he puts one on that Pancake will have to make a save on. But now, Pancake the other way, almost found his way to an open net. Deadsy gets back in time. The hustle there to get back defensively, as Wake Tech know the press should be coming here in the last minute of play from Johnston.
But Johnston are going to have to try and take a couple more risks, and Wake Tech are going to know that. And so even though their defense wasn't the best in game number 1, oh, what an attempted dunk from the impossible angle. Wake Tech's creativity is really starting to flare to the point where I was literally saying, don't worry too much about your defense. If you can just keep that high press going, you're causing so many problems down the other side of the pitch that you won't need to worry about making the last blocks, about trying to, fit to your particular rotational style. Great, I tell you what, great block on the line. Great save from Blurry, who managed to go back and help his teammate. This is some stout defense from Wake Tech as they look to tie up the series.
Short time remaining here. Pancake's got half of the boost tank left here, but Taylor will come over to assist, but only for a moment. He gets demoed. He'll be out of the play for the last couple seconds here. And Deadsy now towards the backboard. Has to respond. Doesn't find the touch. Another backboard pass. The drop down the waterfall, and it's in! Cheese makes it 3-0 with 1 second remaining in regulation.
We won't call it the cake that's come out the oven, but perhaps the biscuit has come out the oven. And maybe we'll drizzle some cheese sauce on top. That is a clean win for Wake Tech. And all of you at home should be very happy that I didn't call it a scone rather than a biscuit. I'm not going to start that debate here, of course, but the point still stands. We're far away from the cake, but we're getting there. The baked goods, they're starting to come out of the bakery here. And Wake Tech providing so many great quality chances that it almost seemed inevitable by that final minute that even if they were going to get scored on, they were at least going to score something back. Really impressed with how they've responded. Look at Johnston and that shot count. It was so equal in game number 1. Here, I mean, we're talking 10 shots to 5. Double the shots on target for Wake Tech in this one. And it all comes down to that midfield press. They didn't have to do anything spectacular in defense to put Johnston away.
Yeah, you think back to the chances that Johnston had in this second game, and not only were they few and far between, but also kind of the quality of them. They were forced to the outside. There were a couple long distance shots. There was really nothing right down Main Street for Johnston to work with, and that's where they were able to capitalize a couple of times in that first game.
Yeah, and look, we talk about that particular cheese pickoff, for example, where it was literally pick it up in your own half, throw it downfield, and then score. It seems so simple, but overall it was the pace of their game which really picked up. No longer were they trying to play passively, no longer were they trying to control the game. They were looking to dominate the game, and that is a big mental shift, which I'm glad Wake Tech has taken. And now we're really looking what Johnston is made out of. As you rightly pointed out, sorry, that's their first game that they have dropped all season long. First of all, wow, what a great stat. Second of all, what a stat break from Wake Tech. An incredibly interesting game number 3, surely on the cards from here.
Nearly a chance there early for Johnston, but they will be denied. Now it goes the other way. Wake Tech here, trying to find one. Odd angle there from Deadsy, can't quite cut it. Ends up going to the corner, and Pancake will be there. Flicks over top of one. Deadsy backtracking, finds the first block. The rebound in front is saved away by Blurry. And this one will be chipped off the boards. The press continues here once more from Johnston. Cheese can't get back to this one in time. Deadsy's in a bit of an awkward state, but he'll still be able to make a play on this one. Blurry forcing that one to the outside where Josham can't continue to carry that one forward. Now a chance on the air dribble. Josham trying to get over top. Deadsy gets the big block, and that one finds its way. There's a shot on, and it is in! Just enough to get by. It's Pancake to strike first.
Oh, who was this? It was Bleary. Poor touch. And then, yeah, Deadsy was back, but didn't have any boost to work with. And so even if he jumped earlier, I mean, maybe that would have got it off the woodwork, but they had him in a real grip, did Johnston, and I don't think they were coming away from that particular drive with no goal. And so great start to the game for Johnston. Their persistence has paid off. Now it's up to Wake Tech to once again put their ideas into practice.
I'll have to see if Wake Tech can respond here as this one gets chipped off the backside of Josham. Blurry, the drop down in front, and Pancake, another big booming clear off the backboard. Hard read, but they find it. The redirect will go off to the right side of the field. Joshua trying to force that one back in, and Wake Tech will be able to gather it up. The chip is on, but Taylor finds an easy save. The rebound from Dedsy, looking for the dunk here. Can't beat Joshua once again. Pancake now out of the corner. Gets demoed by Blurry. A chance in front, and Blurry opting not to go for the redirect there. Maybe wanted a bump instead, but the shot not on, and Johnston kind of get away with one there.
It's one of the most tragic moments in Rocket League when you know what you want to do, but you don't have the ability to do it. And it's even more terrible a tale as a double commit on the floor allows Taylor to pick that one up. Score on net, 2-0 Johnston. Wake Tech, you got to feel for them. And it's how about they pick themselves up from here, of course, Soy. Johnston had a 2-goal advantage previously, and that was converted into a win.
2-0 lead, 3 minutes still remaining. But I feel like in this game in particular, we're seeing a lot more physicality, a lot more attempted bump plays, a lot more demos coming through. Maybe an adjustment on both sides here to try and answer the bell, trying to keep that fast-paced gameplay that both teams have kind of thrived off of as this season's gone on, as Pancake puts one lofted on, but Blurry with a save, the rebound, shot from Taylor finds its way in, and Johnston, their offense has come alive.
New look Wake Tech, same problem Wake Tech. Taylor, it's just such an easy pick off the wall. I mean, this is the sort of play that you see quite regularly at Platinum, Diamond, lower champ level, where if you can see that the team isn't rotating well, your opposition isn't rotating well, a simple, hard shot into the ground towards net like that can often find itself giving your team another goal. And this has been, I mean, we talk about Wake Tech's brilliant response in game number 2. Johnston has roared back into life. They are angry. They are mad that their clean season has been ripped into shreds. 2 minutes left. It could get ugly if the state of play continues like this.
Chance now in front. Pancake, another block there, denying that opportunity. This one will be redirected off the corner. Pancake, short angle shot is denied, and now a chance here for Taylor. Forces that one off the wall. Down in front for Joshua, and Blurry just able to get back in time. Joshua getting some bumps on the backside, but the back pass here for Taylor. Can't find his man in transition, and Pancake, kind of an awkward play, but he'll still be able to get back to it, but only for a moment. Centering pass, backboard, the rebound, no shot there coming as everyone had already rotated through, and they'll have to go back for boost.
So unfortunate, the best move of the game for Wake Tech, and they aren't able to make them pay. As you say, running out of players, running out of boost. Time is a fickle mistress in Rocket League. There's not much time to get your business done. Only 1 minute and change left on the clock for Wake Tech to find a goal, any goal, and, well, not concede more is really the name of the game from here as well. Bleary, it's not going to be lifted over Taylor. A nice bump on the keeper, but look at that. I mean, that is the story of the game for Wake Tech. Going for an infield pass and having a unneeded double tap off your own car. It's not looking good.
There appears to be a rule 1 in the middle of the blue net, so it'll be essentially a 2v2 for the moment, as Cheese opting not to follow through on that one, but you love to see that come into play. Now Cheese looking for a double tap here, but Josh, a big block there. Taylor can't cut the angle. Dedsy with the speed to put one on the board.
This is pretty simple. If you've got one player with a back to another player, usually the player behind you is going to win the battle. There's one for Wake Tech. 28 seconds to find 2 more. A tall order, but not impossible.
Not impossible, but they're going to need one soon here. Cheese off of the kickoff, denied by Pancake. So many critical defensive touches coming from him. Hard shot on, but Joshua, a big block. Looked like he was also fighting off a bump attempt as well there. Taylor stealing the corner boost. The redirect down in front will go wide. Blurry will tap that one off to the corner, but tick, tick, tick goes the clock, and they are out of time here. Game number 3 will go to Johnston.
Match point for Johnston, very well earned. Of course, Wake Tech, they'll take some solace in that they were able to get the last goal in the game. It sets them up nicely for game number 4. And you've got to hope that they found the right strategy in that 5 minutes to be able to combat Johnston, because they ran the show for a solid 4.5 minutes. You can again look at the shot counter. Wake Tech this time so limited, only 5 shots on target for them, 11 on target for Johnston. It is a game which is, or it's a series rather, which is swinging to and fro. That should mean that Wake Tech win game 4 and we get a game 5. I mean, that'd be pretty nice, right? That'd be pretty great.
I would love to see it. I mean, the way these two teams have been playing, it's been very fun to watch. I'm curious, though. It feels like a different type of offense from Johnston, right? We talk about how Wake Tech, they feel like they are the fast-paced team. They want to keep pushing the pace. They want to force those errors and then just jump at everything. And yet Johnston's offense doesn't quite feel as fast, and yet it almost feels more effective through the first couple of games here.
I mean, it's the classic phrase about demos, isn't it? It's not about how many of them you get, it's about how you use them. And really what they did by the way they counteracted Wake Tech's high press was, well, okay, you can't high press if you're not there. And from there, they had a good foundation board on which to spring off into a number of different maneuvers. And again, work that Wake Tech defense, which has already been well logged as a little bit strenuous at the best of times. So game number 4, I can see Johnston ending it here, to be very honest with you. I feel like that's certainly the way that game 3 was suggesting that this will go, but maybe Wake Tech's got some more tricks up their sleeve as we get into the 4th game out of this best of 5 series.
Wake Tech with a little bit of early offensive pressure, but so far Johnston's been able to deal with it. This one will be hard off the boards, and it's in! Cheese finds the angle and strikes first in game 4.
And this is just a loose clearance from Taylor, and Josham, I don't know what the distraction was, but it must have been worth it, because ultimately Wake Tech offered a free way through there. Actually, it came off Taylor, so I mean, not technically an own goal, but it's not so much that clearance from Taylor. It started off the string of problems there, but really Josham a little bit too panicky. And now Wake Tech again with an advantage can try and enact their play style. A lot of the game to go though, Soy, and we hope that we won't see the reactive Wake Tech that we witnessed in game number 1.
A lot of game left, as you said. That one going to be chipped over top. Pancake, another big defensive touch. Double commit there defensively, but Blurry will be able to keep that one to the corner for a moment. Pancake now wins the first 50. Can't win the second. Deadsy wins this one, but he's got no boost left and wins another big 50 to get that clear through the back line. And now Pancake trying to move forward, won't be able to do so. Taylor now in rotation. Won't win the race back to the ball. Deadsy beats him out. Pancake, another save along the goal line. And I feel like how many times have we said that today? It feels like Pancake is the brick wall for the side of Johnston, but he's not there for this one. Deadsy finds the opening, and Wake Tech have a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, needed a bit better planning permission on that one, because they built the wall in the wrong place, and Deadsy finds the hole in the wall and takes Wake Tech 2-0 up. And again, that's just a really, really nice press and offensive rotation. Nice recycling of the ball from Wake Tech as well. And what I like is that they're not afraid to find their teammates. They're not afraid to pass it sideways to try and open up a better angle of attack. Really nice and calm professionalism on show here from Wake Tech. Well deserving of the 2-0 lead.
Just over 3 minutes remaining to Josham looking for a pass here. The redirect down in front off of that 50. Cheese has to make a save as Taylor centering pass. No one there. Gets redirected. Pancake, the chip shot, finds the crossbar, but not going in quite yet. Josham now off the backboard. Deadsy reads it well. Taylor cuts that play off, and Pancake lurking, waiting, has boost, trying to find an air dribble here. She's got the first block, and Blurry denies the second opportunity. Another put on into the box, but no one quite able to follow up until Pancake gets that 50. Another chance down into the corner as Johnston trying to find a solid chance on net here. It feels like the chances for them this game have been a bit opportunistic as Wake Tech look to try and get their offense going once more. Wait, 2-on-1 the other way. Pancake gets demoed instead. Another demo comes through. The smoke screen allows Cheese to get the block, and now a chance the other way. Air dribble attempt. Won't be able to get back to it.
It feels as if Oh my word, throwing himself at the ball there could have been through. It feels as if Wake Tech has stolen the exam paper from the teacher's desk because they've got all of the answers for the Johnston attacks right now. And they are not bad attacks. They are getting creative. They're getting saucy with their plays. But the sauce ain't hot enough. Not yet. Anyway, still the line share of 2 minutes left. That's a nice bump attempt, but somehow Wake Tech is able to avoid all of these problems. Throw it down the other end. Get the third that they perhaps should have had a few seconds ago. And game 5 is a beckoning.
Cheese with the big clearance, and if you're Johnston, if you're going to try and take this one, you got to commit players upfield, and they get caught flat-footed for it. So Wake Tech take the 3-goal lead with 1:43 on the clock here. But Johnston's offense has been very good. We'll have to see if they can step up in a moment like this, or if we're going to game number 5. This one down in the orange half. Taylor centering pass. Shot on. Shot is good. Pancake wins the 50 and muscles it into the back of the net.
Oh, feels bad for Cheese, who actually got a piece of this ball. Lovely off the roof pass. Cheese, right angle, but Pancake with the better car angle going into that challenge. They got one, and I feel like we've said this for the past few games. They've got one, but time is a little bit against them. I mean, arguably, this is the best time allotted to try and find 2 goals for Johnston here, 90 seconds at the beginning of kickoff. It's all about how Wake Tech wants to perform from here. If they try and push for another goal, I think that they should be fine as long as they're occupying the minds of Johnston. One break through the rotation, however, and we could be up for a barnstormer of an ending to this game.
Gotta keep the defense clean here if you're Wake Tech to try and push to a game 5. They get over top of 2, and they get the mid boost. Air dribble attempt here from Deadsy. Has a couple touches, but Pancake denies that opportunity. Cheese waiting for this one. Chips it up. He'll follow it up, and Josham there to challenge, to answer the call. This one falls back down. Blurry not fast enough to it. Deadsy forced to respond. Chasing after this one again. It will be flicked on, but Blurry is there to cut it off. Johnston struggling to kind of gather up some possession here and get this ball into the orange half. That midfield press kind of on a knife's edge here. A coin flip's chance with 20-ish seconds remaining. Deadsy again finding another clearing attempt, and all of this clock burning is just working in Wake Tech's favor here.
Yeah, it's been a beautifully managed end game here from Wake Tech. They have literally did what I asked. They kept Johnston occupied and not in front of their own net either. They brought the battle to them. They brought them into their own half time and time again. And more importantly, they forced Johnston into clears, which they didn't want to make. How about one for the road? Cheese finds his hat trick, 4-1, taking us into game number 5. And it's that back and forth series, so it's that back and forth series that if we look at the flow of this series, it should be Johnston winning in game number 5, right? But I think Wake Tech looked so in control of game number 4 that if they ever wanted a good game to try and upset the form of this series so far, that was as good as it could have got. Not even that many shots on target. I mean, Bleary didn't have a single shot himself, but somehow the rotation was working better. They were moving up. They were still as creative as ever. Lovely to see Cheese getting a hat-trick as well. Johnston, it was all through Pancake, and I'm sure he's going to be trying to rally his troops to push out one more win.
Pancake has really been the go-to guy, it feels like, for the side of Johnston, but I almost feel like whoever just is on offense at the time will be able to take the win, because Wake Tech, it feels like their offense is just so good, and yet Johnston, they're still able to find those opportunities, keep themselves alive in games. It should be an entertaining one at that, and I'm not really sure what to look for here in the difference maker between these two. Is there an aspect of the game you're looking at in particular that could be the tiebreaker here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I think that people will say we're looking for that one player to make the difference. You could be looking at Pancake, you could be looking at Deadsy, but I'm actually looking more towards how the team works together here, because whenever Wake Tech has suffered, it's because their defense has not been working together, their rotation has been out of sorts. When Johnston hasn't been successful, it's because all of them are not pressing up the pitch together. Yes, you've got a great player in Pancake, but what about the rest? You are only as good as your weakest player at the time, Soy. I think that is going to be the case study here in game number 5, as it's all about who not only gets that first goal, but who can dominate the midfield.
Game 5, winner of this takes the set and remains undefeated through pool play here. And so far, we are even as we approach that first 30-second marker. And it seems to be Johnston the one so far in control of the ball. But here comes Wake Tech. Bounce off the boards. Can't be able to make a play off of the corner there. Another chip, hard angle on. Deadsy trying to follow up off of it. Another chip off this corner. Redirect in front for Cheesy, and that one is saved away by Taylor. Pancake no boost, looking to possibly wave dash here. He can't take the shot though. He'll get denied, and first real golden opportunity for Johnston gone by the wayside.
Pancake with no boost on that counter-attack. So unfortunate. That's heading straight into the net, however, on the stroke of 4 minutes left. And it's just a loose touch from Josham, picked clean by Bleary. All Deadsy has to do is get it on target. I'm surprised no one actually gets a save on there, but sometimes it's about the precision, not the power. Wake Tech 1-0.
The speed has been the name of the game for Wake Tech. Their offense is just so quick, and they capitalize off of the small error there to take the lead. Now it's up to Johnston to see if they can respond or not here, but they'll have to play defense for the moment. Cheese looking for a bump in front, can't find Josham. Deadsy, however, wins that next challenge. Minimal boost in the tank, and Taylor will take it from him. Centering passes on, but Pancake is there. That clear nearly finds its way on net. Taylor trying to find another way to put that one on, but can't do so. Josham now takes to the skies, but runs out of boost. The redirect. Pancake got the bump and cleared the way for Taylor. We're back in tied.
Great response from Johnston here. Again, required a bit of ingenuity. Not just the one bump, but the double bump from, of all people, Pancake. I tell you what, the rotation was good for Wake Tech. That was just such a good play from Pancake on his own. Dragging his team through the bushes to tie this up. Oh, and hello? Hello, anyone at home? Oh my word, it's a disaster for Wake Tech.
The kickoff does not go their way, to say the least. Taylor just off the boards and a slow bouncer. Blurry can't get back in time, and Johnston grabbed the lead with 3:20 on the clock.
Deja vu, Wake Tech. What happened, my dudes? Oh no, off the kickoff as well. Thankfully for them, of course, they still have 3 minutes to tie up the game. It's not irredeemable, this. But after such a good start, and how about that? Redemption indeed within seconds. It was a simple backboard challenge. It was a simple whiff. It was such a simple shot. Deadsy at the double, 2-2.
An easy capitalization there for Deadsy to tie things up at 2 apiece. Like you said, able to get the ground pitch off the whiff there, and Cheese trying to find one off a kickoff here. That shot high and over top of the net. Blurry now from the corner. Air dribble attempt gets blocked by Pancake. Deadsy now trying to get by Pancake, but Taylor is there to stop that second attempt. Blurry now finds the first block. He'll opt to leave it for Deadsy, who's got a little over half the boost in his tank. Has the ceiling flip, the slow bouncer on. Taylor able to make that block, but Blurry keeps it in the zone, trying to get back to it. Does, but he's blocked by Pancake, and we're at the halfway mark of this game. And so far, it's Wake Tech continuing to pepper away at this net.
And if you had to give points for support as well, the Wake Tech massive in chat been getting very feisty, getting very defensive about their team. Both teams have played well. It's been a great series to watch, back and forth as we mentioned. And now it's all about that midfield presence once again. It feels like one moment a team is wresting control away from another, and then there's a mistake, and as if on cue. Oh, fingertips just missing the crucial touch that was needed. Pancake with the sniper from downtown, and Johnston reclaimed the lead.
Blurry was pixels away from being able to find a touch onto that ball and make sure that one doesn't go on net, but he's caught too far forward, and Johnston are in the lead with under 2 minutes remaining here. Pancake centering pass, well, that one will find its way down. Now Pancake here on the dribble attempt, fakes out one but can't win the challenge on it. Josham has to respond to this. Gets underneath him. This is a shot on from Deadsy, and Pancake makes the save. The rebound for Blurry. Chip shot. Taylor makes the save, and another chance. Cheese can't make the touch. Another one blocked away by Josham, and Johnston's defense steps up big.
Bleary with the audacity. What a shot that was. And another good save coming through from Deadsy down the other side. You can really tell that both these teams are pushing each other to the max. Prioritizing the 100 steal Cheese. Bleary going for a dunk. Doesn't really go inwards, more outwards. Such a shame for him. Back into the danger zone, and there's Pancake once again on display. Throwing it downfield, 50 seconds left to find the equalizer. If we can get an overtime here in game number 5, what a finish we will have in store.
Wake Tech have to find that equalizer, and they have to find it soon. 40 seconds on the clock. Pass across, and no one quite there. Pancake wins the first 50. Trying to win the second one. Has no boost in the tank now, but this one's still along the blue wall. He killed 10 seconds just winning those 50s, and Taylor with the backflip gets it over top of another. The back pass will buy some space here for Cheese. Shot is on! Shot is good! Cheese has tied the game at 3!
Cheese is Gouda, boys! Cheese is Gouda! Lovely! I mean, look at the angle he had to get that under the crossbar with as well. Great precision coming through from Cheese. Massive goal, 18 seconds left.
18 seconds and this kickoff goes in Wake Tech's favor. Remember, in Rocket League, game isn't over until the clock hits 0 and that ball touches the ground. And Deadsy knows best here! Catches the rebound, and Wake Tech grab the lead!
He's not Deadsy, he's alive! And kicking! Oh, what a crucial miss touch on the backboard from Taylor! And Deadsy comes into pounds with 8 seconds left! Wake Tech, have they snatched this?
Short time here. Ball in the orange half. Cheese with a good clear up the corner. Low grounder shot saved away by Cheese on the attempt from the wall.
Wow.
The 50 goes to the ground, and Wake Tech take game 5 and take the series.
Holy moly. Wow. Like that ending. That ending. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of. Goodness. And it was all off that one mistake, folks. That one mistouch from poor old Wasd Taylor. And I mean, fair play to Deadsy. He was in like a whippet. Hat-trick hero. A much needed hero for his team as well. And ultimately a 4-3 thriller that comes out with our top of the table team losing their first game and falling to second as the team below them. Wake Tech's heads up onto 6-0 Soy. A brilliant show from both sides. And ultimately, I think Johnston probably the more frustrated there. They've lost their lead, but I don't think either team can be too disheartened because they both played their hearts out.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was such a close series. Like you said, just that one mistake made the difference. And Taylor, in that very moment, too, you got to respect that it's going to bounce right inside the box. So you do have to make a play on it. Just not quite good enough of a touch to force that one away. And Deadsy was racing in, knowing the short time. So great recognition there. Season's not done, though, for these two. They still have 2 more weeks. Johnston, they've got, I believe, Jackson College and the Blinn Buccaneers coming up. So still a pretty good chance to secure that number 2 seed in this bracket. But that Jackson College game becomes a whole lot more impactful. They're the number 3 team in this group. And Wake Tech, they also have 2 more. They actually get a match against Wake Tech, the other Wake Tech team in this bracket next week. And we'll get a chance to possibly interview one of those players after their Game 5 victory here after a short intermission. Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
On that occasion, and that's a loose ball. Thankfully, Taylor on his way back to put this on the side.
But the rebound could be saved away. Pancake, a third one. Pancake again from
Willing to commit. Look at that, 2 anchors back, making sure that there is no counterattack to be had. It's tight, it's tetchy, and as we head to half-time, I only see this as a 1-0 game.
Good chance down in front. The shot's on, and the shot is good. It feels like the quality/quantity of the shots right now for Johnston, not quite level to that of what Wake Tech was putting.
No, after that first minute, I think Wake Tech saw some confidence, but
That's how many saves for him. 3 on this first game, and short time now remaining, and Johnston is the one with the push here. Deadsy can't find the block along the boards, but this one kicks out in front.
No.
Pancake and Taylor come.
And it's not positive things.
10 seconds remaining here. If you're gonna come back in this one, gotta get one right now. Cheese off the backboard, down in front, they score! Deadsy!
It's all about this kickoff, Soy.
Big kickoff here. First one faked it, second one kind of got an awkward touch, drops down, and Pancake opting not to touch it.
Rather than if, of course, in Rocket League.
That's a good pass up. Deadsy, hard touch off his backside to try and make that defense think a little bit more. Good shot, but not quite on. The rebound, though, is free for Cheese.
Remember, Soy, they were in this position last series, 1-0 up, and we all know how that finished.
Their defense has seemed a lot cleaner, though. And
oh
my!
What a pick!
Here, but Taylor will come over to assist, but only for a moment. He gets demoed. He'll be out of the play for the last couple seconds here. And Deadsy now towards the backboard. Has to respond. Doesn't find the touch. Another backboard pass. The drop down the waterfall, and it's in. Cheese.
The point still stands. We're far away from the cake, but we're getting there. The baked goods are starting to come out of the bakery here, and Wait Tech
forcing that one to the outside where Joshua can't continue to carry that one forward. Now a chance for the air dribble. Joshua trying to get over top. Deadsy gets the big block, and that one finds its way. There's a shot on, and it is in! Just not to go for the redirect there. Maybe wanted to bump instead, but the shot not on, and Johnston kind of get away with one there.
It's one of the most tragic moments in Rocket League when
both teams have kind of thrived off of as this season on, as Pancake puts one, lopped it on, but Murray with a save, the rebound, shot from Taylor finds its way. Love to see that come into play. Now Cheese looking for a double tap here, but Joshua, big block there. Taylor can't cut the angle. Deadsy front will go wide. Blurry will tap that one off to the corner, but tick, tick, tick goes the clock, and they are out of time here. Game number 3. Wade Tech with a little bit of early offensive pressure, but so far Johnston's been able to deal with it. This one will be hard off the boards, and it's in. Cheese. Pancake, another save along the goal line, and I feel like how many times have we said that today? It feels like Pancake is the brick wall for the side of Johnston, but he's not there for this one.
Saucy with their plays, but the sauce ain't hot enough. Not yet. Anyway, still the line share of 2 minutes left. That's a nice bump attempt, but somehow Waitek is able to avoid all of these problems. Throw it down the other end.
If they can step up in a moment like this, or if we're going to game number 5, this one's down into the orange half. Taylor centering pass, shot on, shot is good.
Pancake. The battle to them. They brought them into their own half time and time again. And more importantly, they forced Johnston into things that they didn't want to make. How about one for the of this series? It should be Johnston in game number 5 right now.
First real golden opportunity for Johnston gone by the wayside.
Pancake with no boost on that counter-attack. So unfortunate. That's heading straight into the net.
Taylor trying to find another way to put that one on, but can't do so. Joshua now takes to the skies, but runs out of boost. The redirect, Pancake off the bump, and cleared the way for Taylor.
Pancake on his own, dragging his team through the bushes to tie this up. Oh, and hello? Hello, anyone at home? Oh my word! 3 minutes to tie up the game. It's not irredeemable, this. But after such a good start, and how about that? Presence once again. It feels like one moment a team is wresting control away from another, and then there's a mistake, and oh, as if on cue.
Boost in the tank now, but this one's still along the blue wall. He killed 10 seconds just winning those 50s, and Taylor with the backflip gets it over top of another. The back pass will buy some space here for Cheese. Shot is on, shot is good. Kickoff goes in Wade Tech's favor. Remember, in Rocket League, game isn't over until the clock hits 0 and that ball touches the ground. And Deadsy knows that here. Ball in the orange half. Cheese with a good clear off the corner. Low grounder shot saved away by Cheese on the attempt from the wall.
Wow.
50 goes to...
NJCAAE. That's what you're watching today. Welcome back. Myself and Relic. Soy, of course, joining me. I'll say myself and Relic as if I'm just one person. But you know who else we have? We have Colton, who's wonderful. He's lovely. He's on production. He's bringing you all the pretty pictures. We've just watched, a very pretty series as well. A fantastic series where Wake Tech came out on top against top of the table previously, Johnston Community College. And, we have one of the players from Wake Tech joining us right now to answer some questions. Mr. Cheese, welcome in. Wow, what a finishing to that series.
For sure.
Coming from, it was back and forth, and then nabbing it in the final 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have that belief there when you were 2 goals down that you could bring it to a win before overtime was even reached?
So my team, we're all confident players. Like, we always keep our head in the game. Me as a captain, like, that's my role, to keep us, like, continuing to play the game, make sure that we're not, like, down or anything, or, like, getting upset over what just happened. Because, being 2 goals or 1 goal down, it doesn't matter. We could still come back no matter the situation. So, we just never give up. So that's our game plan for that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. The case, with this win, you guys remain undefeated, 6-0 on the season, which congrats. And your next opponent is actually kind of an in-school rival. You guys get the other Wake Tech team here for your group. So can you give us some insight into what that kind of matchup is going to be like?
I actually never heard of, like, this Wake Tech silver team. No, I think they're all great. I think they're all really solid players. I've talked to them each individually and stuff, so it's gonna be a fun match. We actually never scrimmed each other before, because like the level difference is a little bit too much. But it'll be a fun experience for both teams, so and it'll be a good one. So.
A fun experience for your side of Wake Tech would potentially be going with a clean sweep of the entire. It's possible. You've defeated top of the league. You've got 2 weeks left now to try and secure it. Yep. The question is, are you? Tell me.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going undefeated this season, so I'm excited. I'm really excited for the Alpina match as well. So we played them last season, and I'm excited to go back to play them, see how much they've improved.
Look, if you're going to go undefeated, you better shout yourselves out. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Your handle, your school handle?
Well, shout out to
your dad.
Shout out to Coach Ross, our coach, and then Coach Chase. This would not have happened without any other of them, and it's like ever since they created it, it's just been amazing. And shout out to my parents as well for always supporting me in what I do. So yeah, that's who I shout out. So.
Yo, parents make esports. It's not even a joke. Cheese. Congratulations on your victory. Best of luck with the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. And for all of the audience here, hey, guess what? You're in luck because we got more of the broadcast to come. We're heading over to group number 3. We've got Westchester and Garden City coming up after this. Welcome back, friends, to the NJCAAE as we head into our second series and final series of the day. Myself, Relic, joined by Soy, the lovely Colton on production, and where we had a first versus second match just moments ago, Soy. We head a little bit further down the table in Group 3 this time, as we have Garden City Community College GCRL Gold up against Westchester Community College WCC Vikings RL1. Simplify your names, lads. Let's call it Garden City. Let's call it Vikings. Let's talk about two teams that have already lost this season, Soy. The team in second, of course, Garden City with 1 loss, Westchester with 2, 6 wins for Garden City, 5 wins for Westchester. But at this point, it's time to introduce that whole idea of qualification for the playoffs. Of course, the top 2 in each group auto-qualify. If you head into third, you're not in the best of spaces. And so really for Westchester in this particular scenario, I would argue at this late stage of the season, it is a must win despite their opponents are.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is really the battle for second place in those standings, and a big one at that. Westchester, they're coming off of a 2-week losing streak, so they are trying to bounce back from that, get back on the right track, whereas Garden City, they've been pretty good. Their only loss was week 1 versus Jefferson State, and Jefferson State are that team that is currently undefeated, sitting at first place in this very group, so a very impactful game for these two schools.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the closest groups in the entire group stage, really, isn't it? Where no team has come away unscathed. Every single one of them has ended up losing a series. It's time to find out whether one of these teams is going to lose a second or lose a third. However, Garden City versus the Westchester Vikings. Let's head on over into the series. A reminder, of course, it's a best of 5 once again, and so first to 3 wins. And as you say, it's an important point here, so where Westchester coming off a 2-series loss, where their series could either get reborn from here like a phoenix or tumble into obscurity.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going into this season with, 3 straight losses back to back, it really hurts your chances, especially with only 2 weeks left. So we'll have to see how these teams do. You're seeing Garden City will be in the orange half, and Westchester, they will be in the blue as this ball finds its way on the orange side of the pitch for the moment. Drew will be able to get this one forward now, and Johnny chips that one towards midfield. The only one there is a Westchester player who can't quite get that redirect back on net, and a little bit of a passing play ends up backtracking as Johnny unable to make a play onto that ball, and an open net here out of seemingly nowhere for Garden City.
It's Dev with a drive-by, effectively. Johnny there completely misses the interception, and because his team was so far up the pitch, by the time that Dev was on his bike, there was no way that was going to be saved. So a great early initiative here from Garden City in the orange, and in the first 30 seconds as well, it's nice to get some confidence into the veins.
An early lead here for Garden City. This one will be chipped on. It's Dev, has that goal, looking for another here off the backboard. The rebound down in front, they score! It's Drew to make it 2-0.
I feel like the Phoenix has been shot down before it's even had a chance here. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Defense back in place this time for Westchester, but all over the shop. Just panicking, double committing, not clearing well. And Garden City has the run of the field right now, looking for another attempt off the backboard. Nice attempt here from Dev, looking for the double tap, but there's no third player to put it home.
Press, though, from Drew will be able to dump that one back down and in. Little Boatland able to dribble this one forward for a moment, but he will be denied. And now Westchester trying to regather this ball, unable to really do so. The small dribble around using the boards, but can't fork that one back out. Little Boatland able to make the save and get this ball forward, trying to get Westchester's offense going. They find the first block here. Kind of an awkward spot for Garden City's defense to be in, as Cocoa Cheese still trying to get this one. Ooh, good pass down in front. They find the angle and they score. Little Boatland cuts into the lead.
It's the little boat that could. And Johnny off the backboard. That's a nice enough pass, but you've got to ask questions of the Garden City defense on this occasion. One player who's far too out, one player who's gone out too quickly. And Westchester let into this game. I was literally about to say once you threw it back to me, Soy, how unconvincing Westchester looked with every single touch. It looks like a mistouch, and yet they've been able to fashion together a goal that will hopefully give them something to work with. I mean, even this, it's still relatively unconvincing, but somehow finding a shot towards net. Good to see from the team coming into today as not the favorites, let's say.
Ooh, good block there from Drew. This rebound, it's Dev. Picked up the corner boost, but is in an awkward spot. That one will be easily dealt with, but Johnny looking for the back post, put it a little too far wide. Lil Boatland gets that one off the wall for the moment, but it will be cleared forward by Drew. Now punched back down in. Not quite on target, and the rebound won't. Johnny off the backboard. The redirect goes wide, and Johnny looking for another one. Has a second touch here, but the 50 ends up pushing that one off to the side, and the defense of Garden City really being tested here as they've got a good chance to clear this ball finally.
Got a feel for Coco Cheese. He had a mission plan and he stuck to it. He was going for the hundreds. And ultimately, as play continues, Garden City fashion something together. This is actually a really nice shot. Not much that Johnny could do here. Actually, a double commit. Arguably a fake here. Because it's Dev and Drew were both going for the same ball, it's hard to read where the shot's actually going to come from. On top of that, it's an excellent shot to put away Garden City's third. Unfortunate for Westchester, but well played from Garden City.
They get that third goal and extend that lead back to 2 apiece, but we saw Westchester was just pressuring moments ago. This one will be dumped down in off the backboard. Ooh. Kaigan trying to get back to it, but that redirect ends up kicking off the underside of his car and will go away. Now off the backboard again, it's Drew making it 4-1, and Garden City's offense is alive and well here.
Starting to run away with it. Very nice backboard pass. Coco Cheese chasing mice. Just comes at a goal and then doesn't jump, doesn't even think that the ball is going to be met in midair. Just a mistake there from the last man. And Garden City looking well worth their goals right now. 3-goal advantage, Shoy. I mean, especially given how this game has gone, I can only see the win going away at Garden City.
Short time, well, not exactly short time. 1:30 still on the clock. That's plenty of time in the world of Rocket League, but I absolutely agree right now. Garden City seem to have control of this game handedly. Westchester's going to have to really find another gear here if they're going to try and make this comeback happen. Little Boatland can't find the pass off the wall there. This one will be redirected. That's above the net, and the rebound quickly dealt with. I think all 3 members were really up to try and get a redirect on that one and keep that one at safety. And that one's towards the back post, and it's in. The shot placement's just too good from its Dev.
And again, weak clearance, intercepted. Coco Cheese out of position, and it's Dev able to catch out. Johnny almost gets there, actually. But it's the fine details here, Soy, which Westchester are missing all over the pitch. All Johnny has to do is angle his car slightly up, and he probably gets a touch to that. Not that it's guaranteed to save it, of course. And there's another moment. Has the goal at his mercy. It's a difficult shot to put away, don't get me wrong. And they do eventually find a second through Little Boatland. But it's small little mistakes that start building up. And Garden City, again, fair credit to them, they have been so clinical in how they've punished Westchester for the majority of their mistakes. Game 1's gone the way of Garden City. Of that, I have no doubt. But Westchester, we see that they have the potential. It's just about fulfilling it as this series progresses.
You're seeing those glimpses of greatness, but those are so far this game a little bit sporadic. But this is a good attempt at a pass there, but well read by its Dev. Little Boatland now with some space. Air dribble attempt, can't get by Kaigan. And now the rebound will go out back towards midfield. This one sent for Little Boatland. Looking for a double tap of his own. Finds it, but well off and wide of the net. Coco Cheese can't put that one back on. And Johnny now trying to find some pressure here. Hard angle shot is on. Drew, respectful save there. Little Boatland came in, but Coco Cheese also double committing, and his shot a lot harder and off the backboard. With short time remaining, Garden City will put another one on. It will be saved, but Garden City secure themselves the first game of this series.
Comfortable. the best way I can describe that one for you, Soy. Comfortable. Westchester, neither of their goals, to me at least, seemed great, if you know what I mean. And at the same time, you look at Garden City and you think, well, most of their goals are born off defensive mistakes. The shot count is really interesting for me because you've got 6 shots on the side of Garden City, of which they converted 5. Quick maths tells me that's roughly around 90% conversion rate. That's excellent. Kaigan not even getting a single shot on target. The fact that Westchester had more shots on target is actually quite surprising to me, but at least gives them something to work with. They know that they are getting their shots away. Just less mistakes, please. Keep possession better. Show a bit more confidence. Sometimes you got to fake it to make it, Soy. We certainly know that here in the caster industry.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing about that first game too. It looked like Garden City really came out of the gate swinging, right? That offense was pressing early, and the quality of chances too were in abundance, especially early on in that game. But Westchester, maybe they are that team that, kind of, they are the adaptive type. Maybe it takes that first game to, entrench themselves in the series, because right now, Garden City, it feels like you said, it was comfortable. They were playing at a pace that they were, comfortable at, and it was not a pace that Westchester was able to really counter with cleanly. You saw the 2 goals that they got were kind of scrappy, odd angles, close inside the box, and those aren't consistent chances that they're going to get. They're going to have to find better ways to generate chances, as that's a decent pass across, but no one quite ready there to capitalize. And Westchester, though, here in game number 2, looking to try and find a way to respond.
And maybe it's an early chance here. I mean, that's a big touch coming through there, just nabbing it away from either of the onrushing Westchester attackers. For me, I'd like to see Westchester take an early lead just to give me some more confidence in what they can do going forward. And maybe it was first game nerves. They are very much a reality, first game nerves. You never quite know what you're going to do. That was a great demo. Surprising that shot's gone wide, actually. And lovely to see the Rule 1/Rule 2, depending on how old you are, how long you've known the game, enacted 2v2 in force.
Minute gone by, and essentially the 2v2 is underway. Kaigan and Dev going to be the 2 players representing Garden City here for the moment, but there's a good shot on, and Little Boatland says, no way, sir. Let's get this one on the road, and 1-0 Westchester.
As soon as I saw that whip, I was like, oh no. Oh no. Kaigan, unfortunately, out of all of his team, has seemed a little bit behind the play, which you wouldn't have been able to tell on the face of it from game number 1, but you could just see that he's a little bit more conservative. He likes to stay back, likes to be the recycler here in this 2-pronged attack with Dev and with Drew, and he was just a little bit caught out on the goal line. Went forward, was caught going back. Dangerous moment here as Garden City threatens to equalize, but it's exactly the sort of start that we were hoping for from Westchester. Get a goal on the board. Yes, it was perhaps one of those gentlemen's agreements goals where, of course, it was 2v2, but they made the 2v2 count. Can't ask for more than that.
They got the lead because of it here, but Garden City is pressing. Shot off the crossbar. The rebound. Kaigan comes in, and Garden City tie the game.
Shut up, Mr. Commentator. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, Boatland does so well to get underneath that and roll it out, but by that point, it's just chaos. It's Pinball Wizard. It's whoever gets the definitive hit on the ball as to the trajectory of where that's going. It was trajectory goal. It was path to equalizer. And we're back to level peggings here with 3 or so minutes left to go.
Tie game here, just under 3 to go, and Kaigan getting on the board. Like you said, if he was very quiet in game number 1, not a lot of offensive chances from him, not a lot of saves either, just a couple of clearances. So for him to get on the board here in this second game is a very good sign for Garden City. As we reach that halfway point, they're kind of trapped along their own goal line. No one able to come out and challenge this. There should be some space for Westchester, but the chip gets denied there. Well read by Drew. Kaigan now wins that challenge, but it goes right to Coco Cheese. Instead, little Boatland saying, I want this ball. He'll have this one taken to the other boards, and now a chance out in front. They score. Johnny gives Westchester the lead.
Westchester much better. It's a simple enough backboard pass, but it's how far away from the goal mouth it actually is, which I think is what deceives the Garden City back three. Either way, Johnny puts it home. It's a really nicely placed shot. Kickoff goes their way as well. Johnny unable to punish. A great chance at 3-1 there. Still on the attack, actually. A demo on Coco. Going to close them down. Boatland, that's towards net again. Requires a double commit up and away. Here's Johnny again looking for the punishment. And punish, he does. 3-1.
Little Boatland's floater forced a double commit, and neither player could quite recover in time. Kaigan expecting a high shot, and instead the bouncer throws him off. And Westchester grab a 3-1 lead with just under 2 minutes remaining here. And a very different story, it feels like, from the way game number 1 went.
I'm beaming with pride for Westchester, man. I'm beaming with pride. What a turnaround. It's still a long way to go. And a potential lined up shot. Oh, Dev just not in the right place to unwind the howitzer there. But such an improved performance all round from Westchester. All it took was that opening goal, and all of a sudden you're looking at a team that's putting together good plays. That's real smart from Kaigan. That's really smart from Kaigan, and it's just unfortunate that he required a bicycle kick to get the shot away at all. It's unconvincing, it's a little bit messy, and Westchester survived with a minute and change to go.
And Kaigan kind of left in an awkward spot. It was a real smart play to generate that opportunity, but again, no boost, and the way the ball bounced, it just didn't go in his favor. But here comes Westchester on offense. That one nearly finding the back of the net. Dev in a weird spot here. Good catch, though, and his 50 will kick that one out to the orange corner. Now off the boards, another chance. Short angle shots seem to be the name of the game for this Westchester team here, finding a lot of opportunities at them, but unable to bury that one. And now Garden City trying to tie this one up in short time, but the clearance comes through. Drew will get back in just enough time, but now it's Johnny thumping that one across. Has a man, and it's in! Wow. Little Boatland connecting, and it's 4-1.
And it's one of those rare situations, Soy, where it's not even that Garden City is playing much worse than they were in game 1. It's Westchester playing that much better. I'm stunned as to how this series has gone from such an unconvincing 2 goals in a 5-2 loss to a brilliant 4-1 scenario with 10 seconds left. Maybe a final goal to come Garden City's way here as they look to try and find some sort of consolation. But if I had a hat on, Westchester, I would tip it unto you for your incredible comeback here. What a way to tie up the series.
What a response from Westchester. They are alive and well in this series after dropping that first game 5-2. We got 2 seconds left here in a wrapped up game number 2 to make it a 5-1 scoreline for Westchester. And we are guaranteed a game 4 now between these two schools.
And what is extraordinary as well is that the layers, the groundwork were there last game, where Westchester outshot Garden City, despite Garden City running away with 5 goals. Again, Garden City gets 6 on target. This time, it's less than 15% conversion rate, and that's the biggest difference for me. Westchester, much more clinical, much better in defense. A couple of wobbly moments, but their transitional play was great as well. Garden City dropped the ball in front of net. Their defense is all of a sudden opened up by brilliant Westchester plays. They've got a lot of work going into game 3.
Absolutely the case. Curious to see what the adjustments are for both of these teams. I mean, it feels like they've both had very comfortable wins against each other for very different reasons. Garden City seemed a little bit more like Wake Tech, like we saw earlier. They like to play a little bit faster on offense. They were finding more quality chances. But in game number 2, the defense just Well, it wasn't absent, but it certainly felt like it was a little bit slower to the ball and kind of in an awkward spot a lot of the time. And there was so much space given to Westchester in game number 2.
Gotta love Coco Cheese It coming in to chat to say big W. It was a big W, Coco Cheese. I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't know. I mean, hey, I wouldn't risk going into Twitch chat to brag about my win necessarily, but you do you. You can tell that the team's confident, and that was the one thing that was lacking. Like if you were to look for that X factor as to how to turn Westchester around from game number 1, it's as simple as having confidence, and that early lead did them so much good. Now it's about continuing that momentum, Soy, because Garden City are going to be rattled. They're going to want to come back fighting. They're going to want to take an early lead for themselves.
This one is chipped forward in transition. Drew looking for the net, might have it. Oh my, a last second dive there from little Boatland to make that save, and a little bit of scramble here from the Westchester defense, but they seem to have this one under control for only a moment. That centering pass dangerously close. Teams trying to gather up some boost here. Little Boatland has a bunch of boost but can't get back to this ball. Tygan able to drop that one forward and gets the block, so a clear there for Garden City, and they can now go to work is what I was going to say, but Johnny looking to say otherwise here. That one down in front, and just a last second tap away denies that opportunity. Minute gone by so far, and this game feels a lot faster paced than the last two.
It is, and what Westchester's doing in particular is, even if their plays aren't coming off, they're playing with bravado, and they're playing with the intention of securing those mid-100 boosts time after time again. And if they're on their way up the pitch, if their team is transitioning into the attack, then hey, pick up the enemy 100 boost as well if you can. This is a bit of a floater. It's going to be saved away by Drew, and eventually one of these misses from Westchester might come back to bite them. But Garden City are playing almost as if they're a rabbit stuck in their hutch right now. They have the ability to break out the gates and really strike Westchester strongly, yet they don't seem to have the urgency to do it just yet. They'd rather keep it at 0-0, keep the game going, and maybe frustrate Westchester before they punish Westchester again.
Right now, this ball is in Garden City's defensive half. There's Johnny trying to make a play. Down in front, the rebound, they score! Little Boatland taps it into the open net.
All comes down to 2 words, friends. Double commits. And when you get double commits, you get no communication. They go hand in hand, friends. And that is the way the Garden City's going. They need to start talking to each other, because Westchester obviously is another 1-0 lead for them.
This one will find its way back in the orange half. Kygan gets a good 50 there. A fortunate bounce. Drew now fakes out one. Shot is on. The rebound down in front. And a big block from Coco Cheese, recovering in time after the juke. Drew can't get back to this one. And little Boatland wins the 50 to get the clearance. But that was a golden opportunity for Garden City that they just couldn't capitalize on.
It was a difficult approach angle for Kagan, though. I respect that it was sort of like a right place, right time moment for the save, but Kagan did as well as he could have done there. Speaking of right place, right time, wow, what a touch away from Johnny. Now little Boatland going down the other end. Johnny with a attempted interception. And this is the difference between double commits in defense and communicated double commits when you're on the press. As long as you've got that one guy back, offensive double commits aren't as egregious, and in fact can lead to better plays overall. Again, one of these might not turn out great for Westchester if Garden City is there to punish, but they've been so passive, they've been so deflated since that loss. It's difficult to see them come back, especially with whiffs like that.
That whiff gonna prove costly here, gonna burn a little bit more clock as Johnny trying to clear that one out. Dev gets the block. Redirect down in front and nearly finding a way, but won't be able to put that one on net. Chipped back into the blue corner. Pinched off the boards, and Johnny wins that challenge once again. Kygan has to backtrack here, trying to buy some time with a shot off his own corner, and that one will be kicked out mid and cleared away. Feels like Garden City for the most part, they can get this ball into the blue half, but they can't quite connect on those quality chances. Because of that, Westchester, they're finding ways to clear this ball, put 50s on, and Cocoa Cheese nearly found one. Luckily, a second defender was there for the side of Garden City. Now short time remaining here. 40 seconds on that clock separating Westchester from match point here, unless Garden City can find a way to respond. Little Boatland, though, has other plans, looking for Cocoa Cheese. The rebound ramping up off the boards, and Garden City will be able to get that one away.
Garden City, like your classic first-time Black Friday shopper. They've gotten in the car, they've gone to the mall, they've looked at the crowds outside, and they've decided that perhaps online shopping's the way to go, because they are not looking to even attempt to try and beat the melee that Westchester is putting up in front of their net. Again, Westchester, the reason why that melee is even there is because they are so fast on their retreating rotations that ultimately Garden City is having to pry open the door themselves. And throughout that entire game, they just had zero belief in themselves to be able to do it. That was more worrying for me as a game, Soy, than game number 2 when it comes to Garden City. They got more shots on target, but they were poking, they were prodding, they weren't really that great. The best opportunity was that Kaigan versus, I think it was Cocoa Cheese in net, or it wasn't in net, but the angle was against Kaigan, and it had to be the absolute perfect shot to be able to find the equalizer. We're on to match point now with Westchester. They've well deserved it. And for Garden City, it's 2 bad losses in a row. Maybe this is the Phoenix moment for Westchester.
Westchester, it feels like their defense, especially along their backline, has really shored up. They are able to find so many clears, and it feels like Garden City is able to strike from a distance. But when you're striking from a distance, it's hard to be accurate. It's hard to put those shots on net. Like you said, Kaigan had the best chance, and even then, Cocoa Cheese was still able to rotate back fast enough to make that block. So the defense of Westchester finding that next level. It's up to Garden City to now adapt and try and push this to a game number 5. And we'll have to see. It's going to be, I think, up to players like Kaigan to make those plays, be a little bit faster on rotation, win those 50s a little bit harder, because it feels like Garden City can get the ball down in the blue half. They just can't quite put that final finishing touch on the play.
It's all about the overall play from Westchester as well. I mean, I know we talk about their defense, but their offense is clicking as well. I know they've been scoring since game number 1, but they're scoring with conviction. And you never want to face a team that's scoring with conviction, because it doesn't matter how many times you score against them. There's always that impression that they're going to find a way to bite back, go ahead. That's what we saw with Wake Tech in our previous series. Little Boatland. Oh, how about that for precision? The bar, Downsky, and another early 1-0 lead.
The seas just part for him. Cocoa Cheese's whiff, I think, threw off the defense, and it actually ended up buying Little Boatland so much space. And that shot, like you said, off of the crossbar and down. And Westchester, they have acquired the lead that they were looking for to get this series under control. You're 2-1 in the series, up 1-0 in game number 4, and it's once again the pressure is on Garden City to try and mount the comeback. They've got the ball here, but Dev, I mean, nowhere really to go with this. Loses control of it. Cocoa Cheese now off the corner, can't force that one through. Little Boatland, he'll put one on, but that will be easily dealt with. And now Garden City, chance to attack.
That's a bad touch.
Mishandle, and that shot not quite on. Johnny in front, dangerous kind of transaction there, but Johnny will get the clear.
I hate to say it, but you've got to put those away. I know it's a moment that you're not expecting, but it's an open net nonetheless. They are so intimidating, Soy. But if you want to win, if you want to qualify and auto-qualify at that is not an error you need to be making. That's arguably a better shot, actually, that just goes high. And oh, that's a complete whiff. Oh my word, is this 3v1 on the counter-attack? Thankfully for Garden City, thankfully they have Dev back. But once again, Westchester looking so much better with their overall play, and Garden City staring down the barrel of a patented Spaceman sweep.
Kaigan couldn't find the touch there. Johnny waiting, wanting the 50, the rebound. gonna be forced towards the boards here, and Garden City using those boards to try and clear here. Pass right up the middle, little Boatland intercepting and punching that one back into the orange half. Now Kaigan trying to get back down, and no boost in the tank. Coco Cheese was the one trying to push the pace there. Little Boatland is the last one back, but he loses the race to the ball, and Dev punches it in. It's a tie game.
Now, this is one of those moments as a defender which you absolutely hate. Do you go and intercept the ball, or do you try and set yourself up with little time, with limited time, to try and read the follow-up? It's such it's such a helpless position to be in, because whichever one you take, if you mess it up, you've got it wrong anyway. And Garden City there finally punishing a mistake for Westchester, although Boatland almost close to getting things back to 2-1. Right down the other end! Oh my word, what a save from Coco Cheez-It!
Feels like the name of the game once again are those kind of counterattacks here for Garden City, able to strike from a distance, but no chance there. Kaigan, another big clear here, but only for a moment. Johnny puts that one nearly back on. Another outside type of shot. Not going to find the mark quite yet. Kaigan can't find a touch onto that ball, but luckily he's got a defender back. Hard pinch there off of the side of Johnny, and it will go back into the blue corner. Drew unable to really make a play onto that ball as Kaigan now circling, shot towards the back post. Oh, Coco Cheez-It puts it in. A play that we thought was a shot on goal turns out to be a pass and a dunk at that.
UK commentators for Premier League soccer, we have a saying. He's like a fox in the box. A little toe poke home. And that's, again, great communication from Westchester. Coco Cheez-It couldn't miss, as they would say. 2-1 with 90 seconds left. Will there be a quick response? Not on this occasion, not on that occasion. And Westchester looking good for their money.
Garden City here, centering pass, and Drew was turning around, was looking for more boost there, and could not find the touch. Now he's forced to play here through the corner with minimal boost in the tank, and he will lose the race to that ball. Little Boatland just sends it on, forcing a play out of the defense here again. Forked off the corner once more. Johnny won't find a challenge. This won't be kicked up. Here's a chance now. 2-on-1 the other way. 2-on-2 make that as Boatland doesn't find the touch, but the defense still able to make a play. Kaigan will have to rotate back. He'll pick up the midfield boost and try and get ready to make a play on this ball, but the fork around there, Boatland, just so many touches in the corner, killing so much time, making it so difficult to read that ball, and Westchester again so clean with their ability to get out of the defensive zone.
It's hard to pick out a Westchester player that has really stood up to be counted here, because they all have soy. Every single one of them has had their shining moment here, with Coco Cheez-It, I think, just edging it on overall chances. Another attempted passing play. I'm loving the audacity from Westchester to try and pull these moves off, because it is tearing the Garden City defense apart. That's not a convincing touch. This is dangerous. That's far post, and it's gonna go in! Oh, they've equalized it with 9 seconds left.
Unreal here. This one just barely finds the mark, and Garden City find a way. It's Dev. I don't think you could cut that shot any closer from that angle. 2 posts and in, the crossbar, and just barely dribbled across, but 9 seconds remaining. We saw earlier today a goal happen in the last couple seconds, and off of kickoff, it's Dev repeats history. Garden City grab the lead.
The most Pepe hands of moments. You get an equalizer, you see the equalizer going to your own net, and you're like, right, lads, let's nail the kickoff. And you don't even get close. Garden City. We were talking about foxes in the boxes earlier. That is a criminal action that we've just seen that's taken them to game 5.
I mean, call the cops. They robbed them there of that game. It felt like in the last few seconds, it's Dev with the chip shot to tie that game up, and then the kickoff goes. It almost felt like Murphy's Law in the last couple seconds there for Westchester. Just whatever could have gone wrong did, and Garden City have pushed us to game number 5.
we have a different way of saying that in the UK, much more crude. Not good to go on broadcast, but I feel like there's a lot of words that won't be good to go out on broadcast right now in Westchester comms, because that literally just exploded in front of their faces. Okay, overtime wouldn't have been great, but at least they would have been in overtime with a golden goal to potentially win the series. Now they're in game 5. Now we have Garden City with the tail up between their legs, wagging away out of happiness. I'm really worried for Westchester going into game number 5 now, because that is a kick in the teeth. And I just hope that they've still got enough steel, enough resolve to bounce back from this loss, because you hate to see it, Soy.
Yeah, I mean, in the fashion that they gave it up, right? 2 goals in the last, 10 seconds of the match really is such a brutal way to lose a game here. But game 5s are anyone's chance here. One more chance for both of these teams. We talked about how impactful this game could be, or this series really is, for the overall standings of this group. And one more time, here we go, Garden City trying to mount the comeback once more. Will Westchester be able to grab this series for themselves? This one will find its way into the blue half for the moment, and Little Boatland wins that 50, but only for a moment. He'll actually win a second one and buy some space for Johnny. Shot not quite on, and Garden City defense surprisingly strong from what we saw in those last 2 games. Last game was good, but just like that, Westchester find the one opening and punch it into the near post.
It's important at this point to reconsider where these teams are in their group. Garden City Community College, if they are to win this series, they go top of the leaderboard. They go on to 7-1. If Westchester win, they go on to 6-2. They drag Garden City down to 6-2. Not only that, but Garden City fall to 3rd, because Bryant and Stratton College haven't lost 2 games themselves. They've got 6 wins. They head into 2nd. There is more for Garden City here to lose than there is for Westchester to win. It's the long con for Westchester. They need to build up their end game season, and Garden City is doing their damnedest to make sure that they do not. Tie game.
It's Dev here, off of a great pass from Kaigan. That placement, I mean, player on the backboard there doesn't have a great chance at making a play on that ball, and it was a dart to the back of the net there on that shot. So Garden City equalize and stabilize here, but still plenty of time on this clock here. Little Boatland looking for a play off this corner. Big block by Dev. Now the drop down. Johnny is there. Has a man in the corner. It's Boatland, but he can't connect with them, and Dev will find yet another clear. Johnny backtracking, makes a play on it. Down in front for Drew. Shot is on it. Shot is good. Line him up and knock him down. Garden City has the lead.
After all the hard work that Westchester has put in to turn it around from such a terrible game 1, this would be a harder slap in the face than you'd find at the Oscars. Garden City 2-1. And once again, it seems like it's finally clicking for the team in orange.
Still plenty of time to respond here if you're Westchester, and that's what they've been good at in this series. But Drew here has other plans as he'll drop this into the blue half. Kaigan with the first block here, and opting to follow this one with short boost in the tank. Dev backtracking, dodges a demo. Cocoa Cheese came out of nowhere, and now Little Boatland sends it forward. Has a little bit of space to work with here. Kaigan caught flat-footed for the moment. Boatland chip shot, back corner. Big save there from Drew. That was very good shot placement. This one down in front, and they can't connect on it. Coco put it on. Redirect from Johnny. Couldn't find the touch. And another opportunity. Boatland shot. The rebound. He scores. Westchester, death by 1,000 cuts. They finally find the opening.
They finished off the cherry and had to go and grab a second in order to find that goal. But Westchester, the persistence pays off, heading just towards halftime, 2-2. It feels like both of these teams, Soy, have reached their maximum power level, and it's an all-out dogfight to finally get themselves a W.
halfway marker here in game number 5, tied at 2 apiece. Johnny trying to read this bounce, put it out wide there. Little Boatland will steal that corner and backtrack here, looking for a pass from Coco. That one is blocked by Dev. Now Drew punches that one downfield. Coco, hard read off the corner, down in front, and it's Dev. Garden City grab the lead.
Oh, that's rough for Coco Cheese. He knows with that bounce, he's got to make the save there and then. He does not. And on a plate for it's Dev, 3-2 Garden City. And it is literally a slogfest at this point. It's goal after goal after goal. Defense out the window. Who's gonna end up with the most?
Oh, dangerous chance there from Little Boatland. Sent it a little high as we've got 2 minutes left on the clock here. Little Boatland's pinch goes out high to the opposite side of the field, and now this one will be chipped up to the sky. Johnny looking for an air dribble. Finds the first touch. The second one will go off the wall and dangerously close to the net at that. Coco Cheese trying to find his teammate there off the corner, but Johnny was backtracking, was looking for boost. This one chipped to midfield.
Oh, what a
long distance shot. The rebound saved away by Drew and kicked out at the last second by Dev. Drew finds the clear as well. We'll be able to get back to it though. Johnny centering pass for Little Boatland off the backboard. Maybe no, it's on. Crossbar and down, and the rebound. A slow burner shot wide. The redirect still doesn't find its way. Kaigan with the block, and Drew will scoop this one up and get it out. Garden City's defense with a huge stand.
Okay, that's unfortunate. It's frustrating, but the most important thing is not to panic now. Westchester, if you want to find that third, if you want to find that equalizer, you just got to keep on trucking. Little Boatland making waves.
Those clears off the board seem like a good idea, but they are not, and Kaigan falling prey to it there. Little Boatland gets set up, and just enough on that ball to get it around the last defender on the outside, and just like that, with a minute remaining, we're tied at 3 apiece.
Big minute left. Yeah, I imagine you'll see this midfield become a little bit more let's say conservative, shall we? Because you do not want to give away possession. Not like this! Oh, it's tragic.
I'm in shock. My jaw dropped. Boatland just sends it forward, doesn't catch that one, and hands the ball right to Drew, who punches it over top, gets it under the crossbar, and Garden City grabbed the lead once again here in game number 5 with 40 seconds on the clock after that kickoff. And now Coco Cheese trying to make a play here. Westchester trying to keep this game alive here, trying to keep their chances alive. This one redirected off the corner, but Drew, big booming clear, and Westchester, they're going to have to retrack here. 20 seconds to regroup and try and get this one under control, but the shot is on, off the post. Coco Cheese got the first one. The rebound chip, it's in! Dev gives Westchester a 2-goal deficit to work with in the last 12 seconds of regulation.
I think the Vikings got to get their boats ready, though. I think they might be on their way home. It all just fell apart after that last drive with Westchester tripping over each other in the offensive rotation, all struggling to get back in time. It needs to happen now if they want to even have a hope.
Oh, but the clear doesn't go their way. Kaigan will score, and that, my friends, is the proverbial nail in the coffin. This one, the bouncer over top a Little Boatland, and there's nothing left there as Garden City, a 3-goal lead with 4 seconds remaining in Game 5.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, what a great series, let's say that first and foremost. Both teams just creating this wonderful narrative. Westchester starting so slow, Garden City starting so hot, Westchester turning the series on its head. And then when it matters most, Garden City, and it all comes back to that Game 4 final 10 seconds, that kickoff winner for them. Yes, I know Westchester played well for the first half of this game, but Garden City had more in it. They had better stamina. Maybe it was the long play all along. Maybe they were just holding back, saving their reserves, saving their energy for game number 5, Soy. But the important news at the end of the day is who wins and who loses, and the leaderboard afterwards. Garden City head to the top of group number 3 with 7 wins and 1. And sadly for Westchester fans out there, your hopes of even making the play or the actual qualification playoffs, I should say, to get into the finals playoffs, that's taken a huge hit, and it's going to need a massive couple of weeks now to try and rescue that situation.
Their fate is not necessarily out of their hands, but they will need a little bit of help to get there. That win for Garden City, a massive one that solidly secures themselves at second place seeding. And, Jefferson's still at 5-0, are the team to beat in this group. But who knows? There's still 2 weeks left of the regular season. Plenty of time for a few of these teams to battle back. So for Westchester, they're going to need those next 2 weeks badly. And for Garden City, if they hit cruise control for a moment, it could be disaster, or it could cruise them all the way to the postseason. Either way, we're getting ready for a possible interview with a member of Garden City after a short intermission to wrap up our day. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A little bit of a passing play ends up backtracking as Johnny unable to make a play onto that ball, and an open net here out of seemingly nowhere for Garden City. This one will be chipped on. It's Dev, has that goal, looking for another here off the backboard. The rebound down in front, they score! Awkward spot for Garden City's defense to be in, as Coco Cheese still trying to get this one. Ooh, good pass down in front. They find the angle and they score. This ball final.
Got a feel for Coco Cheese. He had a mission plan and he stuck to it. He was going for the hundreds. And ultimately,
Heigen trying to get back to it, but that redirect ends up kicking off the underside of his car and will go away. Now off the backboard again, it's Drew making it 4-2. Quickly dealt with. I think all 3 members were really up to try and get a redirect on that one and keep that one at safety. And that one's towards the back post, and it's in.
It's guaranteed to save it, of course. And there's another moment. Has the goal at his mercy. It's a difficult shot to put away, don't get me wrong. And they do eventually find it.
Kaigan and Dev going to be the 2 players representing Garden City here for the moment. But there's a good shot on, and Little Boat win. They got the lead because of it here, but Garden City is pressing. Shot off the crossbar. The rebound. Kaigan comes in. It goes right to Coco Cheese. Instead, Little Boatland saying, I want this ball. He'll have this one taken to the other boards, and now a chance down in front. They scored.
On the attack, actually, a demo on Coco. Going to close them down. Boatland, that's towards net again. Requires a double commit up and away. Here's Johnny again looking for the punishment, and punished.
It comes through. Drew will get back in just enough time, but now it's Johnny. Dumping that one across. Has a man, and it's in! Wow. Little Boat.
10 seconds left. Maybe a final goal to come Garden City's way here as they look to try and find some sort of consolation. But if I had a hat on, Westchester.
After dropping that first game 5-2, we got 2 seconds left here in a wrapped up game.
Again.
Right now, this ball is in Garden City's defensive half. There's Johnny trying to make a play. Down in front, the rebound, they score!
It's putting up in front of their net. Again, Westchester, the reason why that melee's even there is because they are so fast on their retreating rotations that ultimately against them, there's always that impression that they're going to find a way to fight back, go ahead. That's what we saw with Wake Tech in our previous series. Little Boatland. Oh, how about that?
Hey, Coco Cheese is the one trying to push the pace there. Little Boatland is last one back, but he loses the race to the ball and dead into the blue corner. Drew unable to really make a play onto that ball as Kaigan now circling, shot towards the back post. Oh, Coco!
Pull these moves off because it is tearing the Garden City defense apart. That's not a convincing touch. This is dangerous. That's far post, and it's gonna go in. Oh, they've equalized it.
The crossbar and just barely dribbled across, but 9 seconds remaining. We saw earlier today a goal happen in the last couple of seconds, and off of kickoff.
Let's nail the kickoff, and you don't even get close. Garden City. We were talking about boxes in the boxes earlier. That is a criminal act.
And Garden City defense surprisingly strong from what we saw in those last 2 games. Last game was good, but just like
than there is for Westchester to win. It's a long con for Westchester. They need to build up their end-game season, and Garden
but he can't connect with them, and Dev will find yet another clear. Johnny backtracking, makes a play on it. Down in front for Drew. Shot is on it. Shot is good. Look, put it on.
No.
Redirect from Johnny. Punch. And another opportunity. Bonus shot. The rebound. He scores. Westchester. That one is blocked by Dev. Now Drew punches that one downfield. Coco, hard read off the corner. Down in front, and it's Dev.
Okay, that's unfortunate. It's frustrating, but the most important thing is not to panic now. Westchester, if you want to find that third, if you want to find that equalizer, you just got to keep a little bit more. let's say conservative, shall we? Because you do not want to give away possession. Not like this.
20 seconds to regroup and try and get this one under control, but the shot is on, off the post. Kovac's got the first one, the rebound, chip, it's in! Dev!
Get back in time. It needs to happen now if they want to even have a hope.
But the clear doesn't go their way. Kygan will score remaining in Game 5.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, what a great series, let's say that first and foremost. Both teams just creating this one. Welcome back, folks. Just a little bit of admin left to go here as we wrap up our Rocket League coverage for today. Relic and Soy, of course, the lovely Colton on production. We've had two fantastic series going the distance. Game 5s are always a pleasure to cast, but of course, there can only be one winner in Rocket League. There are no draws in this esports. And on this occasion, Garden City go top of Group 3 in the NJE or the NJCAAE. I'll get that eventually, I do promise. Either way, they're on to 7-1. They're looking great, and looking great doing it was It's Dev, of course. Welcome in, my friend. A difficult series, Dev. I mean, we saw a slow start from Westchester, and then they roared into life in games 2 and 3. Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, in the first game, I was confident because it was, I think they only scored like 1 or 2 points. And then the next game, oh my God, it was 1-5 at the end. And yeah, and the next game, the third game, yeah. Oh, yeah, anyways, sorry. The second game, yes, I was worried because we did lose a lot. And then in the second game, they only won by 1, so I feel like we got better that game. And then I was really worried game 4 until we scored that kickoff goal, and then kind of relieved after that. And fifth game, that was really close until the very end, which I don't know. I was nervous almost every game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a nerve-wracking type of series. I mean, it was very back and forth. I'm actually going to change up my question a little bit. If you look through your schedule and the games that you've played, a lot of your series throughout the season have been kind of 3-1 or 3-2. They've been a little bit more elongated. So how do you keep your composure for these longer series that you guys have been playing?
I try not to think about think about it while I'm playing. Although sometimes I kind of I don't know. Also, I think having teammates I can actually rely on also helps. Because I know a couple of people who I play with who I don't think I would be able to. So I think having teammates that will rotate and can clear the ball when we need to is what helps keep me calm sometimes.
I think I can speak for all solo queuers when I say good teammates that you trust. are a blessing.
Yes,
They're
yes.
always a blessing. And I tell you what, it was a blessing, it seems to me, like that game 4 to turn it over from losing to winning, not even going to overtime in the space of 20 seconds was extraordinary. But a simple question for you. What's more nerve-wracking, your end of semester exams or this Rocket League series?
This Rocket League series.
I mean, hey, at least you can prepare for the exams, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got a real weight off your shoulders there, buddy. Go and relax, go and rest, please. Softly
relieved.
spoken in the interview, but you speak loud on the pitch, and you've got yourself and your team another win on the board. So thank you very much, Dev.
Thanks.
Cheers, and the best of luck with the rest of the season as well. The rest of the season that we will be covering, Soy, but not tonight. Tonight is the end of your Esports U coverage. It's all gone so quickly, it's all gone so fast, but hey, it had to come to an end eventually.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a blast too. I mean, these 2 games were so much fun. Everyone loves a good game 5, right? And to get them back to back the way that these series is played out, I can't wait to do this again.
100%. And if you're interested in when our coverage of the various different competitions that we cover here is going to start back up, well, hey, guess what? Tomorrow we're back with NJ. Oh my word, this is going to become the bane of my existence. NJCAAE Rainbow Six, not Rocket League, some Rainbow Six. So if you fancy some shooty through the wally, then that's coming up for you guys tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for that. Follow twitch.tv/esportsu and all of the various Twitters and Instagrams, wherever we are, to get your news up to date. Big thank you, of course, to all of you, the audience who stuck around and supported your various teams or just enjoyed the action irrespective. Big thanks to all of our interviewees, of course, Cheese and the lovely It's Dev, to Colton on production. Soy, been a pleasure working with you, man. It's been a wonderful week of action. I've just been Relic, and from all of us here, it's a very warm goodbye.